Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Aniket from EDS Technologies, and I will be your host for today's webinar. First of all, we thanks each and everyone for taking out time for joining this webinar, uh, redefining the driving experience with the RAMSIS Ergonomics. So today we have Mr. Lakshmi Narayan. So he is the brand manager for Ergonomics. He holds overall of 15 years of experience in manufacturing, and currently is working as a brand manager for our portfolio, Ramses. So I request Lakshmi sir to please give a short brief about the ADS technologies.
Thanks, Aniket. Good afternoon, one and all. Thank you for joining the webinar on driving experience with ergonomic solutions, RAMSIS from Humanetics. As an EDS, we are a 30-year-old company and we are the largest technology solution provider in India. We as an EDS introduced many technologies like 3D printing, virtual reality, digital manufacturing for the first time to Indian market. We have more than 2000 plus customers across India, diversified to multiple industries, including automotive, with 10 offices with dedicated sales support, marketing, customer satisfaction, auditing teams, and so on. Next slide. EDS provides multiple solutions. Coming to virtual twin solutions from Dassault Systems, it comes with 3D modeling, simulation like analysis, PLM, digital manufacturing solutions, and ergonomic solutions for automotive, aerospace, industrial vehicles from Humanetics as today's hot topic, which we are presenting, and quality check solutions from Technia, and business consulting solution from design process, change management, PLM, ERP integration, and project management and quality management as well, as we are experts in this domain, and optical solutions from Synopsys for automotive industry, and functional prototyping and production grade industrial 3D printers, where we are providing that solution for plastic and metal from EOS Germany, and electronic design automation validation software solutions from Synopsys, and we are also into mining from Dassault Systems, and like GIS, geospatial intelligence solutions from ESRA, military simulation and training solutions from MAC, and we also have expertise like e-learning solutions developed by our own EDST expertise. Next slide. Mr. Rajesh Kibliji, thanks for joining with us to share your experience in Tata Motors on how our ergonomic solution RAMSIS from Humanetics is very useful and brings the value add in the present process within Tata Motors. Mr. Rajesh Kible is having overall 23 years of industry experience with design and development of productivity improvement tools and applications. He is working as senior manager at Tata Motors in DPDS department for Tata Technologies. Welcome to this session, sir. Next slide. Followed by, we have Mr. Sushil Punaskar, works as senior solution consultant at EDS Technologies with more than 20 years of industry experience in automotive with vast domain experience in ergonomics with along with the prior experience in major Indian and European OEMs. Next slide. Also, we have Mr. Satyam Pandey joining Sushil to demonstrate a few ergonomic scenarios using RAMSIS software, and he comes with 3 years of specialized experience in the ergonomics in automotive. Over to you, Rajesh ji.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope I am audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you go to next slide, please? The title slide. Yeah, thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Rajesh Kibile, and for me, it's an honor to speak with you today about our experience with Ramsys at Tata Motors. So over the years, Ramsys has become a kind of counterstone in our ergonomic design process. It is helping us to achieve the new levels of comfort and safety for our vehicles. Just go to next slide, please. So here at Tata Motors, we have been using RAMSIS quite a long time. It's almost we started using this RAMSIS in 2006. So since then we are using this particular software, especially in our cockpit design and the ergonomic studies. So our long-standing relationship with the RAMSIS has become immensely beneficial, enabling us to consistently deliver design that prioritize both comfort as well as safety for the vehicle occupants. Here at Tata Motors, everybody knows that we have two business units like passenger vehicle unit and the commercial vehicle units. In both the units, we are using the same, I mean the RAMSIS as a ergonomic design software. So I would also like to take a moment to acknowledge EDS Technologies, who has been a crucial part of this journey. Their technical support has been nothing short of exceptional. Whenever we needed any assistance, they have been there to provide a rapid and effective solution. So this support has ensured that we leverage this RAMSIS capabilities and make our work smoother and more efficient. So can you go to next slide, please? Yeah, coming to the key features of the RAMSIS, RAMSIS has become a vital part of our design process thanks to its powerful features. First and foremost is the software offers the comprehensive library of human models, representing a wide range of body types and the demographics. This diversity ensures that our design are inclusive and meets needs of various users. The discomfort analysis feature is another game changer for us. By predicting the discomfort levels based on the posture and movement, it helps us to identify potential ergonomic issues early in the phase of any project. The simulation capabilities of RAMSIS allows us to visualize human interactions with our designs, validating the choice long before we reach to the proto stage. That means in the beginning itself, our designers are starting using this RAMSIS for different validations, ergonomic validations. Especially, I would mention about the ergonomic analysis modules, which are like reachability study, direct and indirect vision, rooms and space requirements, belt design, and ingress and egress analysis. These modules are getting used extensively in Tata Motors. It is not only because the ease of use, the main advantage is all these functionalities. They are made available inside CATIA V5 with the designers are very much conversant because for a designer in Tata Motors, it's like a 3D designer who works day in and day out in CATIA V5, and if he gets these functionalities inside CATIA V5, so it's a kind of a good thing for him, which makes him or his life very easy. So that is how we are using this RAMSIS for both our units. I mean, for designing the passenger cars as well as the trucks. So yeah, really this helps us. In addition to that, as I mentioned, yeah, EDS Technologies is again a good support we are getting from them, and that's what I would like to share from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rajesh, for participating in our webinar. Thanks to you and for sharing such a wonderful insight that you have with the RAMSIS and also with EDS. So we promise to have the same kind of close association and support with you, sir, going forward also. We have almost 2 decades of collaboration together. So thanks for that. Your words will really help us to grow forward. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Gentlemen, with this, we will start our technical presentation from here onwards. We will see some interesting slides going forward. So let's start. Yeah, these are brief contents what we'll go through in next 30 minutes or so. So we'll see RAMSIS evaluation and the history behind that. We'll see how RAMSIS can be used for trucks and cars as well. And thereafter, we'll see some very typical ergonomic analysis that you can do with RAMSIS. This is just a very small list, but it can be extended to many levels, what we can do with RAMSIS. Then we'll see application demo of RAMSIS, and it will be followed by a question and answer session at the end of the session. So I think we are good to go. We'll start right from here. So yeah, we'll see uh, cars were being made before also. However, there were some internal standards, some guidelines and best practices that were followed in any company that ensure their ergonomic quality of the cars. But the quality of the ergonomic quality of the cars was not up to the mark. Then a need is felt globally that let's make some standards, SE standards, to harmonize this requirement of having good quality cars and good ergonomic quality cars. And then SE standards came in picture around that 1960 and something, and they become the global benchmark for the ergonomic quality. But they were mostly towards SAE, American mannequins, American population, and they were mostly 2D standards worked in two-dimensional. But as and when in the 1990, when a lot of 3D CAD softwares came into picture, like Ideas, CATIA, UGNX, Creo, etc., need was also felt that we should do ergonomic analysis also in the 3D environment, and that gives RAMSIS a kind of a kickstart to come into picture and help the automotive industry to perform the ergonomic simulations right in the digital environment of 3D environment. So, and we see a lot of improvement in the ergonomic quality of cars post that due to introduction of RAMSIS and some other softwares like that. Yeah, I think let's start from the basics here. Like when we launch any new programs or start any programs, we have some overall PAT attributes. In many companies called PDB, product data book, and a few companies called FOST also, like functional overall safe standards and targets. So we use like, for example, if I just count down some of them, like there are some gap and flush targets, craftsmanship targets, some warranted life targets, years in years and kilometers. Some NVS targets are there, stiffness targets are there. Then we have some in-cab noise, cabin comfortness, and cabin silence targets, visibility targets. There are some. It's a big list. So what I'm trying to say is that along with all these uh, PAT targets, like performance attribute targets, we also have HMI and ergonomic quality targets as well on the overall vehicle. And we should employ the digital tools and digital techniques to ensure that these targets are met, because these targets are unless they met, we don't have a really a competitive edge on the in the market. So what for most of the attributes we use digital simulation techniques that save our time, cost, and repetitive efforts. And due to simulation techniques, we adapt to any change. The adaptation to any change is really easy with those simulation techniques. And furthermore, design improvements can be done on the designs based on the feedback from the simulation tools. So that is where simulation tools are helpful. So, and last but not least, in early developments, cost is not the only predominant factor, but time is, because we have to launch the vehicles on time. However, cost gets a phenomenal increase later on in the development. But in the early developments, time is a really crucial to save time and perform and meet our targets. Yeah. So we'll say in normal traditional scenario, whenever we launch or whenever we prove our architectures, we make some digital bugs and some physical bugs, like it is a typical seating bug is there, where the range of people, the jury are going to sit and evaluate interiors and roominess. So it's kind of a downtime of a lot of engineers going forward who will keep out their time, the working time, and visit this facility and give their feedbacks, which ranges from hours and hours. So it's definitely a downtime of many engineers. So it's a wastage of man hours. Ratings from these physical prototypes are always susceptible to some sentiments based decisions, which is not good. It takes a lot of cost and time to order these bugs, and making bugs also takes time. Logistics also one of the challenge. It needs time for the physical assessment. The actual assessments needs quite a lot of time to analyze the data, collection of the data from the jury subjects. And to present this data to the higher management is really challenging, because we have to make some analysis on that. So it all time-taking activity, which consume the early times. Analysis can't be presented confidently, because there can be some hindrance in the motion. When the manikin moves, there can be some hindrance to him, which cannot be analyzed in a static way. So there's no, we cannot present the data in a kind of a movie file or some simulation file. And any change in the architectural setup needs a change in the buck also. Suppose if there is a change in the door aperture, then that needs tweaking the buck also, which takes time again. So all these issues can't be addressed. So for any different analysis, we need different setup altogether. So it's basically cost and cost and cost every time. So RAMSIS solved this aspect of time and cost and efforts with just one solution, that's the RAMSIS application. So RAMSIS, as you know, is the most comprehensive ergonomic simulation software for transportation and mobility industry that has the largest anthropometric database worldwide, ranging from Indian database to American, German, Korean. All type of databases are available. Then it has a automatic posturing capability, which is a very standout feature of RAMSIS that gives a lot of confidence to the packaging engineer and ergonomic engineer. It has multiple readily deployable neutral postures that we'll see in some slides from down. Largest population age like old, mid-age, young, and even child populations can be deployed in the cabin space. Then you evaluate a lot of evaluate and analyze discomfort levels. As Mr. Rajesh said, that discomfort analysis is one of the best feature of RAMSIS. RAMSIS works with it has a deep collaboration with global automotive industry. They walk along with the industry. They feel their needs and provide the solutions to them. Then RAMSIS has industry-wide, industry synchronized developments of advanced modules. For example, cognitive is one of the module. RAMSIS general motion simulation, another module, which is very latest, launched in this year, somewhere around April or May, which caters to specifically for ingress egress simulation for truck and cars. And then we have a very proven simulation of seatbelt simulations. So that was all about the RAMSIS in a nutshell. So before we start any study in RAMSIS, we have to look at what are our customers, who are going to drive our cars in single country or maybe in multiple countries. So RAMSIS, as I said, it has many different anthropometric databases with corpulence adjustments, like a hip size and waist size corpulence adjustments. It has different age groups, as I said. 18 to 70 is the overall generic age group, which covers younger to very old age people that can drive MPVs, station wagons, and trucks also. 18 to 29 is a relatively younger population that can drive bikes, scooters, and SUVs. 13 to 49 is a mixed age, mid-age population which can drive sedans, crossovers, and trucks also. And 50 to 70 is like they can look for hatch. So we have a different age group for different type of transportation domain vehicles. Then reference year is something that you can choose any future population and use them for your studies. Yeah. So for example, Size India database is valid up to 2040. So if you want to start your studies and if you want to launch your vehicle maybe 3 years down the line, you can consume those 2028 or 2027 anthropometric mannequins, and you can start your studies accordingly, because year over year and decade by decade, the population size grows and it becomes the sizing becomes more important in that case. And RAMSIS always has is an inbuilt function of bodybuilder. You can take an Indian mannequin and you can increase their height or maybe shoulder size and see the effects on the ergonomic simulations and ergonomic studies. I think it's a very latest, like obesity, as we know, is a worldwide trend. It's quite a panicking situation worldwide. But from transportation and transportation and mobility domain, it imposes a lot of challenges to engineer our cars and produce comfortable cars. So several truck properties will be affected, like seat belt restraint capacity, belt length will be severely affected. It will increase only. So you will consume longer belt length. It is again a cost. Seat cushion bolster will be definitely to need tweaking due to this obese people. Yeah, the seat pan definitely will be a lot of bigger will be needed. Reachability is very different than the usual reachability of normal people. Ingress egress action is again very different than what usually people tend to get inside and get outside of the vehicle. And of course, steering wheel adjustment will need a better, larger adjustment range due to the corpulent sizes. Yeah. So analyzing this corpulence scenario is a must in this scenario to make our cars comfortable so that even obese people can drive it comfortably. So RAMSIS provides this corpulent adjustment feature to analyze such scenarios in the early in the development phase, so that such populations shouldn't feel any hindrance while they drive our cars and when they own our cars. As I said, it has a lot of RAMSIS has a lot of anthropometric databases and posture models. To name a few, like there are German, Korean, Canada, Mexico. Almost all country databases are specifically factored in, and this is a very standout feature of RAMSIS. I mean, no other software has such a database inbuilt in their softwares. So I would not name any competitors here, but RAMSIS stands at the top when we talk about the databases. Apart from databases, RAMSIS also has neutral postures, like there are some ready postures available you can choose from. For example, there's a car posture, typical to simulate car scenarios. Then it has a truck feature exclusively, aircraft pilot feature posture is there. And there are some two-wheeler postures like motorbike and motor scooter. There are some typical postures suitable for two-wheeler industry. So you can make use of them for your studies, assessments. Yeah. So in normal scenario, we have readily deployable digital mannequins in RAMSIS, as you see on the left side here, with a mix of male, female, and with again mix of different younger to older to maybe more older people. We use them and we create our test samples, like how many of them are our drivers, how many of them we are declaring our drivers, and maybe most of them will be our passengers. So we can create the test samples according to that, declare that test samples in RAMSIS. And once that is declared, we task them and we give them assignments to do different activities, like some will be taken position as driver. So we produce multi-mannequin posturing capability here, so that you can simulate the whole car scenario, not just the one seated position scenario, but you can simulate first row, second row, and third row also in the RAMSIS. So that has a capability induced in next gen capability, that is RAMSIS next gen, which has a capability to simulate multi-mannequin posturing also. Yeah. These are a wonderful site where we are it's showing all the things we have shown, like truck driver posture. If you see, every posture is different than the other. So these are the comfortable postures that for that industry, which you can start from, and then as and when the mannequin does a lot of activities, this posture will slightly deviate from the neutral posture, and we can see the effect of that deviation on in terms of the discomforts and etc. Apart from driving and posture, there are a lot of non-driving postures also that especially for the level 4 autonomy cars, where there will be steering, but you have the option of not maneuvering the steering. And in that scenario, how the interiors of the cars will be is really a matter of great choice. But you can choose what the drivers and passengers will be doing in level 4 autonomous cars. So typical level 4 autonomous cars the driver may go for newspaper reading, or maybe a laptop. So these kind of things, these ready-made postures are available. You can simulate the level 4 autonomous car interiors also with the help of these non-driver postures. from truck industry point of view, we have these ready postures, like a typical scenario where the truckers actually go for sleep in nighttime, and they use this berth, top and bottom berth. And what will the scenario around that? So these are the ready-made postures available for that also. So as I said in the title phase, like we have a RAMSIS automatic posturing capability. So whenever we call upon any new manikin in RAMSIS environment, it comes as a standing tall manikin. But as and when we give a lot of constraints to it, like task assignments, then it takes the definite posture on it. So I will just now see the mannequin is given some assignments, and it's getting in the comfortable position as of now, and then it moved to the desired position automatically. So it is just a click of some minutes. Otherwise, in other softwares, it takes maybe hours and days to position that mannequin correctly in the space. Yeah. So that is actually a very standard feature of RAMSIS, of manikin automatic posturing capability. Yeah, I think with this we'll start some what things you can do with RAMSIS analysis. I mean, what are the typical scenarios you can use RAMSIS, or you can look forward for RAMSIS to help you in your analysis. So now I have put two vis-a-vis scenarios of maybe a car and a truck scenario, where at the first top left, the driver is trying to open a glow box. He's trying to push the glow box here and open it. So reachability analysis can be done properly. Door pull capability like this one is really important, especially for the shorter females, where the reachability is really a challenge for them. So these all can be analyzed properly. Similarly for truck industry, where the door sizes are very big, this can be also analyzed. It gives a ready-made hand-reach zones, as you see in the yellow, so that you can package your cabin interiors and controls and displays also accordingly in this zone. Direct vision analysis, we can see in the seated position, there can be some hindrance to the interiors due to a lot of obstacles like steering wheel. There are some IRVMs, and maybe the body structure also poses some lot of hindrance to the visibility. That also can be analyzed. If you see here, it's a typical scenario where it's a obscuration, pillar obscuration here. But this is a method we can, in RAMSIS, we can analyze this situation, like this is the steering obstruction here, and this is a pillar obstruction here. So in this position, the mannequin is going to just see the top side of the mannequin, or the person traveling on the outside. So RAMSIS has a direct vision capabilities also inbuilt in RAMSIS accordingly. Indirect vision, which is very important from the safety point of view, as they are regulated by amendment laws. So you have ORVM visibility, which can be readily simulated in RAMSIS, like and you can really post it on the glass on the mirror, so that what view you can see realistically on the mirror. That also can be simulated in RAMSIS. For the truck industry, it is more challenging because due to the size of the vehicle, and there are certain scenarios like this: a child traveling in the front, driver may not be able to see properly. So you can use these studies, like where to place the proximity mirrors and etc. To view the pedestrians properly. Yeah. As I said, discomfort assessments will start. It's again a very best feature of RAMSIS, so that to explain this, RAMSIS mannequin, when it takes a seated position, uh, RAMSIS can produce for that mannequin a kind of a spider chart, which all the major joints in the body listed down around the spider chart here, and it gives some scaling factor to that, and it has a greenish and reddish parameters to it. So neutral posture is the posture which gives the best comfortable position. However, when it takes like steering, holding, and maybe some other activities, each parameter according to that chain of a limb tend to increase that stress level and discomfort level. So you can analyze such situations with the help of this discomfort analysis in RAMSIS, which is again It is not part of any other competitor software, but in RAMSIS you can do it quite confidently, and it has a very extremely good collaboration correlation with the physical test results. Joint capacity analysis is again an inbuilt feature of RAMSIS, where we have you can analyze the joint capacity as and when you produce you do some actions or some activities inside the cabin. For example, here I'm assessing the leg joint capacity. For example, these two, hip joint and knee joint. So as I see, it has given me that these hip and knee joints are highly stressed. I mean, all of their joint capacity has been utilized. So we have to, as an ergonomic engineer, we have to analyze that what is that making these joints to go in completely cramp situation, and what is their driving factor. So if we improve that, then uh, these joint capacities will be improved. They can be below 90 or below 70, and then they become greenish or yellowish. At least that much stress and discomfort has been relieved from this hip joint and knee joints. Yeah. RAMSIS gives you a excellent feature of RAMSIS, like force analysis. It gives you three type of forces, like passive force, active force, and reaction force. So, for example, if I have to press my pedal or the lever here, this my whole anthropometric chain is getting activated here. So the force application here is actually a resultant force of this whole chain. So it gives you a passive force which is applied here, an active force which is solely applied by the mannequin, and reaction force that is in the seated position. It takes the support force also. That's called the reaction force. So it gives the three force levels. For example, here the top activity is like a door pull here. It's trying to pull the door, but and we have a door opening and door closing effort analysis. Again, a PAT attribute in the top level, PDB and PAT attribute. So it has a certain force level, but if you combine this with some discomfort analysis right here in this twisted position, you can do a discomfort analysis. In this position also, you can do a reachability analysis. So this completely becomes a comprehensive ergonomic study. It's just one set of study that you can do, and then analyze your situation, whether the door angle is opening angle is too much, or the door handle shall be here or here somewhere in the comfortable position. That you can study and analyze properly. Yeah. RAMSIS again comes with a inbuilt motion recorder. Whatever study you do with RAMSIS, may it be a global or local, whatever, you can record that motion and that study right in the motion recorder. You can save that motion file as a typical file format, and you can play it. You can save it as a video file also, so that you can embed in your presentations. You can for the management reviews and maybe to brainstorm on some scenarios. And even if this can be very important because there can be some dynamic clashes with the mannequin which are not evident in the static condition. You can also evaluate that in motion recorder. So I will just play some videos here. I think so. Here is trying to adjust the IRVM mirror here. So he's the tall male, but it will be a challenge for a small female to touch the IRVM here. That can be analyzed. And in this scenario, wait a minute. Yeah. Now this mannequin is trying to uh, put the parking brakes on. So that all can be checked whether taking this action, some other hindrances there around it or not. That can be analyzed. This is a typical ingress study. What I think. Yeah, I think now we will see this. Now this is a typical commercial vehicle ingress study that this can be recorded. You can record this file, and you can go for brainstorming and decision analysis. Yeah. So this every RAMSIS comes with a motion recorder function inbuilt in that. Yeah. Another study is like you can ensure roominess, which is typically 11, I think SAEJ 1100 activity to ensure that couple distances and etc. So you can do it directly in the RAMSIS so that you understand you have populated some mannequins on the rear second row seating, and you now checking what are the knee clearances and thigh clearances or thigh exit lines from the cushion, etc. So these all can be studied directly in the RAMSIS with the directly availability of digital mannequins. So there is no chance of any judgment. Yeah, you can directly perform directly in RAMSIS. In headroom, there's a SE standard for headroom calculations, SEJ. I don't recall the number, but it's altogether one separate standard for that. But with RAMSIS mannequins digitally involved in the studies, you can calculate the realistic headrooms. The tallest one shall have the clear headroom here. So that can be analyzed directly in the, so you did not depend on any standard. You can very confidently declare your headroom clearances. Like another activities like reachabilities, hood opening, maybe hood stay rod, engagement, disengagement. Yeah, that can be also in the reachability point of view. You can check it. In the cargo loading, you can measure the discomfort levels in the loading actions, etc. You can study the reachability for the short female here, whether she is able to reach properly to the handle or not. In the interior side, you can perform like a cup holder grabbing action and also the uh, putting on action, etc. And see if there is some hardware clashing to the mannequins or not. Yeah, you can analyze such situations. On the second side, there's a vanity, there's a lady looking at the vanity mirror here. All such actions can be simulated. So there is no limit to what you can do with RAMSIS. It is just your imagination, your studies, to the level you want to make your cars ergonomically comfortable. You can use RAMSIS very confidently for those activities. Yeah, I think in this year, as I said, RAMSIS has come out with a new add-on module called RAMSIS General Motion Simulation, which can simulate truck and cars ingress egress. As you know, ingress egress is quite a tricky phenomena, as it decides a lot of factors to it. It takes a lot of know-how and knowledge to decide our door openings and etc. So RAMSIS provides you a clear and comfortable method of evaluating ingress egress in truck also and car also. There are four different door angles for a typical truck, and you can see how the mannequin has taken the properly shapes and the path to reach the seated position. So you can analyze this comfortably in RAMSIS. Now it's a very close view where while the mannequin is performing the study or the action of ingress egress, you can watch any specific detail of the mannequin, like this is a left right knee joint, and how in the time scale and the joint angle, how the joint angles are changing. You can keep a watch on it, like are they going too much awkward or too much lean, that you can all study. Now this is quite a awkward position. It has the highest peak, it has crossed the it has come to the maximum angle. So these are analysis you can do in this general motion simulation and make some good decisions of it around it. Yeah. Similarly, for this general motion simulation is used for car industry also, specialized in car industry. So the mannequin will take a seated position here. Okay, I think the video did not play correctly. Yeah. So it has some strategies built in. So if you see how realistic the simulation is, it doesn't feel anything different than what we humans do our ingress actions. It's quite similar to that. And there where RAMSIS stands quite very far apart from the competition. So you can analyze like it works on the collision avoidance strategy here. Like whatever hardware you give to it, it tries to have some minimum gap from them while performing the actions. So it's that kind of intelligence is built in RAMSIS software, which I don't think is in any other software. Apart from RAMSIS, other app capabilities, RAMSIS seatbelt simulation software is a very important one. It has a comprehensive capabilities inside altogether. For example, you can always populate your RAMSIS digital mannequins here and perform a seatbelt routing generation. You can digitally generate the seatbelt routing on the male-female population and calculate a lot of important things out of it, like neck cutting and seatbelt length evaluations, or maybe the anchorage position also. Apart from general ergonomics, you can also use for regulation purpose, like you can employ the EBTD, electronic belt fitting test device also. You can route your belt on that test device also and evaluate. Not again for regulation, but for safety reasons also, you can, there are some readily deployable pre-crash test dummies like this hybrid ATD dummy, hybrid 3 dummy, there's a Thor dummy, and also the child dummy Q dummy is also readily available, which you can deploy digitally in RAMSIS environment, and you can calculate, you can do the seatbelt routing on it and see how the belt is routing over the chest sensors, etc., and evaluate properly. And you can also use that Gabarate for the child dummies here. You can go for that belt routing also on that. So it's a very close view on a specific typical scenario worked out with RAMSIS for the belt device. RAMSIS, when it generates a shoulder scale as shown in the yellow here. So it's technically it should run over the mid of the shoulder scale, but due to many reasons, or maybe due to the anchorage positions, or maybe due to the seat track travel less, this belt can, or maybe due to the guide position also, the belt can run on very close to the neck, which is kind of a discomforting feature. I mean, the driver will get really irritated by this situation here. So there is some technical solution should be provided to counter this situation. Maybe we should move anchorage on top side, or maybe some other alternative can be worked upon, provided we know this issue. Otherwise, we come to know this issue very late in the program, or maybe when the vehicle is launched in uh, on the roads. And at that time, there are some complaints and field complaints come about such neck cutting issues. But RAMSIS provides you opportunity in the digital itself to improve upon, understand these concerns, identify, analyze these concerns, and improve upon it. RAMSIS has a seatbelt design toolbox feature, which in the second row also you can do a lot of things like unbelted seat, unbelted position of the belt, how it looks, how the position will be, is it fouling or clashing with any hardware. That also you can simulate in this toolbox, RAMSIS toolbox. I will see a typical scenario, very quick information about a typical scenario about seatbelt simulation. I'll just play for you. You'll see how quickly the belt can be generated and routed over the mannequins, and you can understand and you can know the belt length, how much of the belt is passing over the torso, how much percentage of the belt is passing over the lap region. Everything can be known properly. And of course, the total belt length can also be known very effectively. Yeah, so this is generated. There are some parameters like this torso, lap. These are the belt lengths, effective belt lengths on that regions. And this can be simulated very fast. And it gives you, and the moment you change the mannequin, it will adjust to the, now it's a female dummy, it will adjust to that. So it's best in class simulation, I will say, to properly simulate our seatbelt routings. Yeah. Now, I think last but not the least, in RAMSIS, we have a global concept add-on feature, which is specifically used for co-development of a lot of projects. So as we know, a lot of, I mean, many OEMs now use platform engineering for their modular cars, like they to provide the scalability in X direction and Y direction. Now you see 4 cars with the same platform in modular in X and modular in Y. So it has a typical hatchback, which is on the same platform. It's a SUV, a pickup van on the same platform, maybe, and a regular, maybe a D-class sedan here. Now, the development of these programs can be at a similar place, and it can be developed at the different location also. So it typically imposes some challenges to co-develop some projects, because the seating location, the seating position, or the aesthetic dimension of these cars are typically different. For example, a hatchback will have a lower seating posture, seating H30 dimension, and the SUV will have the tallest one. So there are some challenges around it. So with any basic RAMSIS license, one car posture model comes as a default, which caters to a range of 240 to 280 millimeters, a typical hatch and sedan H30 dimension. And it comes with a basic anthropometric database of customer choice. Now, customer has to specify here which database he wants to go with. So this H30 dimension just caters to 240 to 280. But what if I have to develop my other products on the same platform? So I have to take care of those needs also. For example, the pickup H30 dimension can be around 350 or 370 or maybe even 390. So definitely this posture model will not be of any use because it just caters to these ranges. So now to counter that, Humanetics has come out with some technique called global concept, where it gives you additional 3 databases in addition to the first one, and it's completely depend upon the customer choice. And it can be international database also, like Germany or even American or Korean also, or Chinese also. And along with that, it gives the H30 posture model, which is totally different than the first posture model, which you can with which you can simulate H30 dimensions from 240 to maybe more than 500 millimeters. So that caters to your range of SUVs and pickup vans. So this is now there are some customers in globally and also in India who has this global concept model, because they are typically, now I can't name my customer here because they are typical SUV makers in India who has this RAMSIS global concept from decades, from years they are using it. So this is a very different feature, especially when many companies are now going forward platform developments and scalable products in X and Y directions. So this global concept can be a great use to very confidently do your ergonomic simulations for those all different type of seating positions. I think that was it from my side. And yes, you can definitely cater to this range of products with the help of this global concept. Yeah. RAMSIS, as I said, it's a global product. It's a world known, and it's a proven product. It's automotive. Most of the automotive company use it for their day in day out ergonomic analysis. It has a presence in bus and truck industry, two-wheeler industry, also industrial vehicle industry, and also in the aviation industry. So it has a global reach, global presence, and they work with the customer. They feel their needs and they provide solutions to them. Uh, RAMSIS is available in 4 native platforms. Like first is a standalone one, where RAMSIS standalone, it has a dedicated user interface for it. It is the most stable one, as it's the core product of RAMSIS. Then there are some integration products like CATIA V5 integrated RAMSIS and 3D experience, and in NX integration RAMSIS. Technically, capability-wise, there is no difference. It's just a matter of the customer's choice, because they have native CAD platforms with them. However, there is always a possibility of having a standalone with a dedicated graphics interface. Yeah, we'll see one interesting video here with a very real life scenario where the driver is with a turban. He's trying to perform some ingress action, and there are some 4 views taken from different angles. How the mannequin is getting inside the vehicle, and you can zoom in, zoom out on any of the part and see what are the dynamic clearances around the mannequin. So if you see very closely, he's performing the action and getting inside the cockpit or the cabin. And while the mannequin is performing the simulation, the ingress action, you can watch his joint angles, how they are changing, what is the typical frame, key frame, or the motion frame. There is some typical very awkward position of the mannequin. That awkward position may be due to some hindrance to him, or maybe due to some other body structure hardware uh, not comfortable to him. Yeah. So this is a general motion simulation. You can create these motion strategies and ingress strategies. You can analyze them and then make design decisions, like if the roof is too short, or maybe the sill height is too taller. You can check all these angles, or even the B pillar is kind of hindrance to the direct entry. All these scenarios can be analyzed. I think that was it from our side. I think now, Aniket, we have a time for a question answer session. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Sushil sir. It was a really informative sessions. Yes, we do have some questions, but before that, I would like to inform our audience if they have more questions, they can raise their hands and we can unmute them, or they can type the questions and we can discuss those questions. So, our first question is there any Indian database available and up to what years the Indian database is valid?
Okay, I think this question is asked much before because I talked about the Indian database. So yes, Indian database is available to be used in Indian OEM developments. We have a area size India, which has a validity from 2010 to 2040. Yes, this database is available for use in RAMSIS. Yeah.
Okay, second question. Can we import scanned anthropometric data in RAMSIS?
Yes, if you have the scan data with you, so you can import that anthropometrical data by using the CSV file, and then you can import any of the person individual into the RAMSIS and create the mannequin out of it.
Okay. Thank you, Satyam. We have one more question. He has raised hand. I'm unmuting Mr. Balachandra. So, Mr. Balachandra, can you please ask your question?
So, for paraplegic or any handicapped people, can we have any kind of mannequins?
Yes, for disabled challenge people, there is mannequin has been made where you can we have one mannequins which has been sitting on the wheelchair where you can check the and you can analyze those things.
Okay.
Uh, okay, we have one more question. Can we calculate multiple mannequin in single go?
Yes, we can. We can calculate a number of mannequin based on the different population as well as different gender categories as well.
Yeah, as I said, that Satyam said, multi-mannequin simulation is possible, and on one go. You did not analyze one over the other or one after the other. Every mannequin that you declare can be simulated at once. Yeah, that is a capability that has come with the next gen capability. In the old RAMSIS, that capability is lacking that capability.
Okay, we have one more question. In Annex, RAMSIS is inbuilt or a separate module?
It can be inbuilt like what is been inbuilt in Katia, what our guest told, like Rajesh sir told, like how it's been integrated with the Katia. That is similar. It is integrated with Annex.
Any other question, Aniket?
Yes, just a second. We have one more.
And also it is works with the team centers. Just in case.
Yeah, that good to mention that it has a connectivity with the Team Center also. We can help you if you have a Katia platform and Team Center integration PLM. Two different I will say two different platforms. But RAMSIS is a third platform, but it can be integrated with Katia also and with Team Center also as a PLM. Yeah.
Okay, so we have Mr. Vishnu has raised their hand. I'm unmuting them. Hmm. Okay. Okay, we have another question. How is RAMSIS different from Delmia?
Delmia is your it's industrial module software where do the REPA RULA analysis, news analysis, where mostly oriented to their MSD, musculoskeletal disorder, where we lifting the weights, a lot of weight,
to perform the industrial ergonomics. But RAMSIS is totally oriented to the vehicle ergonomics or automotive ergonomics with respect to your aerospace, with respect to your commercial, with respect to your passenger vehicle or two wheelers. And here, the what about the anthropometrical data you are getting is based out of the posture prediction calculations, which is coming from the realistic anthropometrical and mathematical base scenarios.
Okay, thank you, Satyam. So we have one more question. Is
Okay.
there any specific posture analysis for industrial vehicles like tractors?
Yes, we have heavy industry postures. I think I would love to Sushil sir tell that Sushil sir if we can please go back to the previous slides. There was a slide where we have showcased the number of different anthropometrical postures, neutral postures based on the industries.
Yeah, I think let's browse through that one. I think that was
So
interesting slide. I think it depicts all available postures.
yeah, and if you don't have the posture, also you can recreate as a new posture. That is something called user defined posture model based on your own industrial standards or your own company standards. That is something possibilities are there.
So your typical tractor segment can have these truck driver posture model or even truck driver XXL model also. So these can be readily deployed to your tractor segment readily. Yeah.
So we have one more question. Shall we use RAMSIS is suitable for tractor industry?
Yes,
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
Okay,
Why not?
Sushil sir,
Actually,
yes.
yeah. Now, very interesting. I like this question actually. It's like we understand that tractors are not meant to be comfortable, but that's a myth now. Tractors are also supposed to be comfortable nowadays because there is a days when tractors you start looking at like a secondary part of the transformation geometry, TMN industry. But now a lot of tractor makers in India and abroad also, they are making tractors for a full cabin, I mean closed cabin tractors, so that in any situation or scenarios, the farmer will be able to use that tractor properly in the rainy situation, etc. So there is now a trend starting in the industry about like having a closed cabin tractors. So yes, when there are closed cabin, naturally you would have some structure, some interiors, some controls, and that has to be completely analyzed for ergonomics properly. So using RAMSIS in truck industry does make sense, and I can name that John Deere and some other tractor makers make use of RAMSIS from years.
Okay, we have one more. So actually, Mr. Sangamesh have raised their hand. I'm unmuting them. Mr. Sangamesh, do you want to ask any question? You can unmute yourself now. Okay, we have another question by that time. Is software good to go with calculations with pitching and yawing calculations in commercial vehicle segment?
We would like to understand this question in more detail because pitching and yawing is basically about the body, the truck body or the car body. Is the question related to humans or the vehicle bodies? That needs to be clarified. So we can contact the question who asked the question and get the more clarity about this.
Okay, thank you, Sushil. We have another question. Do we need industrial vehicle RAMSIS module for the analysis of tractors?
Yeah, we do have
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So continuing with the last question, so is software good to go with calculation with pitching and yawing calculation in commercial vehicle segment? So they are talking about the truck body.
Uh, See, something with respect to the truck body, RAMSIS cannot do. But with respect to something about the human body, that
Human
is,
body.
adjusting the torso, like
Yeah.
forward, backward positions, or torso rotations, that's something you can do.
I think pitching yawing is actually a typical terms used in terms of commercial vehicle cabins, body roll and body yaw and pitching. So I think it must not be misunderstood with humans because RAMSIS is basically about human interactions with the hardware or with the machinery. Yeah.
Okay, I think uh, we are out of time, so I think we should close it now. So I would like to thanks Mr. Sushil and Satyam for delivering a very insightful webinar today. I'm very confident it was very helpful for our audience today. I also would like to thanks our audience for taking their time out and joining this session. If you have any further queries related to the subject matters or any other requirement, you can connect with us. Our details are displayed on the screen right now. You can reach out to us at any time and we would be happy to address your queries. Please do keep an eye on our upcoming seminars and webinars. You can follow us on our social media platform for the same. So thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thanks for joining.
everyone, for joining this webinar. Yeah, if anyone has a doubt, then they can reach out on the current given below, email address as well as on the number. Either you can reach out to directly EDS, or you can reach out to the Lakshmi sir or Sushil sir, or you can reach out to me also with respect to any question or any further detailed demonstrations as well. So thank you for joining the webinar. Have a great day. Thank you for everyone once again.
Thank you all.
I think these are our numbers listed here with me, Sushil, Satyam, Aniket, and our brand sales manager Lakshmi Narayan. These numbers are there, email IDs. You can contact us for your maybe any questions around RAMSIS or regarding ergonomics also. We can help you out. And we will also help you to analyze your situations, how RAMSIS can be helpful for you. Yeah, that all can be, we can do that hand holding also with you. Yeah.
And you
Thank you,
can
everyone.
give us a feedback as well. Maybe for the next webinar also it helps what exactly can be concentrated as per your
Yeah.
requirement.
Yeah,
And
I think
as yeah,
yeah, I think
drop some
good point actually. I think we conduct our ANSYS webinars every month. So today is August month webinar doing today. I think September we will have a more focused attention towards some specific modules of RAMSIS like seatbelt or maybe general motion simulation or RAMSIS cognitive. So keep watch on our webinar invites for such interesting sessions. And we look forward for you having you as a attendee in those webinars. Thanks a lot.
bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.